Attention, incoming file. Attention, incoming file. Attention, incoming file. Attention, incoming file. Attention, incoming file.
And welcome back! The last time we spoke, I was busy trying to get a second D1 deck running. I really wanted to have a backup unit in case something went wrong with machine number 3, the only one of our 3 that's been working up until this point. Unfortunately, the news was not quite what we expected because while I was repairing deck number 2, I accidentally broke deck number 3. But don't worry, we've managed to get it going again, and not only that, but it's working so much better than it was before that we've been transferring tapes at an incredible pace. We've done more transfers in the last 3 months than in the 2 years previous, and I'm about to tell you all about how that went. Inside these machines is a very custom-made bespoke head. This is a head, and it is the part that makes a D1 deck a D1 deck. If you don't have a D1 head, you don't have a D1 deck. This little guy is everything. And in deck number 2, it was simply too worn out to do its job anymore. And back in the day, you could have sent it to BTS and had them rebuild it. But nowadays, that's not an option, largely because BTS doesn't exist. This little guy inside, you can just see it wiggling back and forth in the slot. That's the part that spins around at 10,000 RPM. And it's rubbing against the tape every time it turns. So with every play, a little bit more of that head wears away until it's no longer good enough to do its job. So the head deck number 2 is no longer useful to us because it had approximately 1,000 hours on it. And from everything I've read, these heads are only meant to be used for about 500. Unfortunately, while all this was going on, I broke the head in deck number 3 as well. That's actually the one we're looking at here. I was trying to clean it using a new technique that we'd found in one of the service manuals when I spilled some of the solvent deep inside where it attacked the ball bearing that 10,000 RPM head rides on, and completely ruined it. But frankly, it was going to happen sooner or later anyway, because that head at 650 hours was well past its end of life, and we were already seeing a lot of trouble on the ReBoot tapes we were bringing across. We needed a new head, and the only place to get one seemed to be a new machine. And as you probably remember, it was not easy finding these 3 to begin with. Why, might you ask, didn't we just go to deck number 1? Short answer, there's enough differences between deck 1 and 2 and 3. I wasn't sure if the parts were going to be compatible, and I didn't want to risk moving them and then breaking something or disturbing the alignment in machine number 1 in case we had to come back and fix machine 1 to get a good head. Fortunately though, just as we were thinking that this whole thing was starting to get beyond our abilities, yet another miracle occurred.
That's it? That's the upgrade?
This isn't the supercomputer, Bob.
The same very person, Herbert Hahn, who furnished us with some of those missing service manuals, happened to know a retired BTS technician who still had a source of brand new, never touched replacement parts straight from the 90s. Herbert supplied us with not 1, but 2 brand new, refurbished BTS heads.
Back and fully charged.
We eagerly took one of those heads and we slotted it into machine number 3, plugged everything in, turned it on. Tapes that were marginal, things that were weak, signals that were fluctuating were rock solid. We were getting clean, crisp pictures off of even the tapes we weren't sure we were going to be able to copy. And because of that, everything started to go smoother. The machine just wanted to play tapes in a way that I had never seen before. The behavior of it, the startup, the tuning, everything got easier. So we've been able to transfer tapes much more reliably, much more steadily than we've done at any other point in this project. It's no exaggeration to say this changed everything.
This is good. This is very good.
Way to go, Bob!
So what does all this mean? Well, in our last video, we were partway through capturing Season 2. Since then, not only have we captured one of every Season 2 episode, we've also captured one of every Season 3, even Season 4. I'm happy to report we have one of every episode of ReBoot in full D1 quality on our hard drives. Now, that's not to say that we're finished. There's still alternate edits of some of those episodes to capture. We also found some of the tapes had small damaged spots we'll need to patch using alternate copies. And there's a bunch of extra bonus material that we want to capture as well, so that we have the complete picture of all things ReBoot.
Wait till you see the next piece. ReBoot is going to be awesome!
You know, Bob, a little humility could go a long way.
So there's more to a project like this than just capturing tapes. Every piece of footage I capture needs someone to go through it and make the little improvements and tweaks and fixes necessary to bring out the best possible quality. And thankfully, we have the right man for the job. Brian Baker has been hard at work tuning every video and bringing out the best possible images. And that's why we're going to go to him to tell his half of the story.
Mainframe could not have selected a better format when it came to quality. D1 provided an all-digital storage medium, allowing us to capture a bit-for-bit clone of the original render to tape. Market Disappearing Inc. has done incredible work to ensure we capture a lossless stream of both video and audio data for each tape. However, there are still limitations of the D1 format and editing techniques of the 90s that are much more apparent with today's technology. When you watch some of the original documentaries, you can see the CRT, or tube, televisions and monitors being used in the editing process. With higher resolution displays and the loss of natural field blurring from phosphor glows on CRTs, editing errors and resolution mishaps become much more apparent. We have built a custom pipeline specifically tailored to working with ReBoot and D1 tapes in general. Firstly, we've developed a custom data logger that actively collects data from the BTS machine into a timecode synced log. This log can then be reviewed to identify sections where the error rates are significant and require repair. Next, we have developed a custom video workflow to perform all edits and cleanups in a single pass. As our ingested video is raw, we needed to ensure the video is not compressed until our final encoding. This prevents the introduction of blocking, noise, and other compression artifacts. Finally, we've developed custom scripts to address editing errors. Each tape has a custom script of frame-specific fixes which are applied before the final encoding. For each 30-minute tape, nearly 45,000 frames need to be visually inspected and corrected. Sometimes we will get a segment requiring a specific fix, and other times we will need to splice portions of a frame from one video or a neighboring frame to repair an unexplainable error. With the current toolset, we have managed to remove subsampling and bring ReBoot back to a master state at its original resolution. The result is a clean, crisp picture that looks as clean as a soft image render. We are actively working through each tape of every episode to ensure you will be blown away as we are with each viewing. The master tapes have brought us a 95% perfect grade, and we are working hard to get that to 100%.
So what's next? Well, I still have a lot of tapes to transfer. Brian, as you saw, has a lot of post-processing to do, and Mainframe is still looking into the best way to release ReBoot. That does bring us to the question we get asked more than any other. When is ReBoot coming out? And unfortunately, we still don't have that answer. But I can tell you that everyone working on this project is as much of a fan as you are and loves this show just the same. So as soon as we have more to report, we'll be posting another video. Until then, stay frosty. So the second most common question we get is, what about Mainframe's other shows? Well, I'm happy to report we've done some tests and I can confirm the tapes are viable. However, there's a much bigger conversation that needs to happen before we can do any restoration work there. But if you happen to work at Mattel, or Hasbro, or Jakks Pacific, or whoever the hell are those weirdos, we'd like to talk.